After the dearth of large-scale releases in January, I was really looking forward to Feb. Amongst the releases of note was the game that was going to bring the popular tactical shooter series Conflict to the 360 and PS3 for the first time. But seriously, Conflict denied ops? More like Conflict denied. With this latest instalment, the series has sold out quite a bit. Now, regular watchers of the show will know that I'm no player hater and I value accessibility pretty damn highly, but this is just a joke. In an appeal to the casual gamer, the standard 4-man squad has been replaced with a 2-man team. Lang, who is a big and butch machine gun wielder, and Graves, the quicker and quieter sniper, who is also trained in more technical things like computer hackery. You'll need both of these stereotypical roles to complete your CIA objectives, which, if you care, start out in Venezuela and claim political intrigue.
To deploy nuclear weapons in defense of our country.
While this is simplistic, it's not necessarily a flawed premise. But where the game really falls down is that while they've watered down the content to the point that hardcore gamers probably won't want to play it, they've also made the controls so cumbersome that it's not exactly a pleasant experience for casual gamers either. On the default settings, the guns feel like they're made of lead and wielded by a skinny fairy made of marshmallows. Sighting is poor and there's no zoom for aiming, even with Graves' sniper rifle. And in fact, when you do pull the left trigger to try to activate this, you'll simply send out your partner into that danger zone. As a result, successful shooting feels a little random and unsatisfying. Controlling your team, if you can call it a team, is pretty easy, but not very refined. You can hit B to swap between Graves and Lang, which prompts a switchover graphic which looks cool but interrupts play somewhat, or you can control your teammates' movement with the left trigger. So far so good, but the AI is so piss poor you will spend a lot of time babysitting and coaxing your body to do simple things like follow you. I've had more responsive, more intelligent stuffed animals. Then again, the enemy AI is also pretty crappy, so you're probably about evenly matched. The sad thing is, the controls are so confused that I actually got stuck for quite a long time, really damn early in the game. You're instructed to order your buddy into a BMP. 10 minutes of aiming at the thing should enable you to find the precise square millimetre that will let you issue this command.
Make up your motherfucking mind, redneck.
Once he's in, you're told to use the left trigger to instruct him where to drive. Every time I did this, my buddy got out of the vehicle and walked to where I was aiming. I tried using different buttons, swapping over my guys, nada. In the end, I worked out that if you just ignore the instructions and climb in too, you can control both the drive and gun functions. A little broken for a team-based game, but at least I could get on with it. At one point whilst working this out, I kicked Lang out of the vehicle and took it over solo. In my frustration, I decided to blast him with the BMP's artillery and drive over him a few times. But don't worry folks, a single Kane and Lynch style hell shot was enough to revive him.
On your feet, we've got a job to do.
Now, if the poor controls aren't enough to send you screaming from this game, then there are all the trimmings. There's its uninspiring, unoriginal storyline, the crappy scripts and sound, the inability to switch weapons, the long load times, and the very average graphics, which are sometimes too dark to see in and feature more clipping than a fraudulent hooker. Now, Denied Ops is marginally better in co-op, but while I normally like to take a game on its own terms, I really can't see the point when you could be playing Gears. Same goes for the multiplayer. Why play this when there are so many good FPS games out there? The one positive thing to come out of all this is that it's really made me appreciate the playability of Black Site Area 51. Even if that game was a derivative, mindless exercise in wasting my time, then at least the shooting mechanic worked well. Conflict Denied Ops is a shooter that doesn't shoot nicely. And even once you do get used to the controls, you really have to ask yourself why you're bothering. 2 stars. At least it was better than Tron.